Welcome back, friends, to my YouTube channel and my Facebook page and Instagram and LinkedIn and Twitter. And apparently, this is also being streamed on TikTok. I'm just really quickly clicking go live on all the different platforms because that's what I'm supposed to do. And it has been done. Fantastic. I'll try to keep a track of your comments, but if I don't, please forgive me. I will reply after. If I was to die today in my sleep, touch wood, I would die a very peaceful death because I know that I have done everything that I can towards my goals. And the reason why I'm bringing up such a somber statement is because what happens when you parent is you get busy. And when you get busy, the topic comes up about having done enough or having done things on time or having rushed to do them and finish them on time. I'll give you an example. It's 1 a.m. and I told myself at about 10 that because I'm recovering from this injury, I don't know if you guys can see it through the stream, but here, check it out for a second. It is disgusting and it hurts, right? But I told myself, I'm just going to check that my face is in focus. All right, there we go. I told myself that, today would be the day I would sleep early and I would recover from this wound. But then there was also a voice and all the people who are counting on me. And I'm not being arrogant when I say that there are people who look forward to these live streams, because I have had people in the past years ago and even recently go like, hey, I was waiting for the stream the next day. What happened? And not just that, but I've had people tell me that they didn't jump off a building because of the things I post on Facebook. And even into the future, like this is 2024, but this stream could be, being found in 2028, and it could save a life or it could help someone have a better day. So those people, and also the people like my family, precisely because my daughter is the one making the noise that leads me to want to fill my day with spending time with her and having to attend with her, no choice. She is precisely the one for whom I have to continue the work that I said I would do, so that 5 years from now she doesn't turn around and go, well, why didn't you do the live streams like you said you would? I can't turn around and go, well, because you made noise in the day, so I was tired and I couldn't work and I couldn't record. Because, then the viewers would be like, who the fuck is this kid in the background? Like, please shut her up so we can hear what you're saying. So I couldn't record in the day, and then I would have to record at night. As simple as that. I know some people would be like, yeah, but you could sleep at 9 and then wake up at 5 and then do it at 5 when it's quiet. Yeah. It's never quiet at 9. It just isn't. Because those people who have a kid, they know this. The kid could wake up, the kid could cough, the kid could disturb your sleep, the kid could scream in the middle of the night when they're having dreams. A lot of things happens. A lot of things happen. So you can have a night full of disturbed sleep, really. And then what are you going to do? Wake up at 5 and record? You might not wake up at 5. You might miss that window, right? Especially when you have a helper to take her to school or something. So this is the only window for now. Or maybe that itself is an excuse and I should take my own advice and from the previous live and not make any excuses. But this is also a way of not making excuses. It's like a part of me was like, start to sleep early and all that. I also had a tough workout today. You can see my muscles are pumped a little bit more. But I decided that, hey, it's also my video community who I've been learning with, and I'll drop those links in the YouTube description so that you can go learn with them too if you want. And full disclosure, a portion of your fees that you pay them would come to me, but at no extra cost to you. So, that's a win-win-win, ultimate win-win-win scenario. Like the video learning company gets a customer or a student. You get to learn about how to make videos like these, and I get supported on this channel and get to continue keep making stuff. So I'll drop those links in the comments. And so I told them, like just yesterday, that it's been like 5 days of doing lives, And somebody said, look out for burnout. And I was like, yeah, I will. But this is day 6, right? And so I was like, I have to get day 6 out of day 6. I never know what's going on with LinkedIn. Their live streaming really sucks bad. Like, somebody should look into this. How can they call themselves the most professional platform on earth and you don't know how to live stream? Like, come on, guys. Fix that shit, please. Oh, that is heavy. Okay, so, yeah. So let's get into the topic proper. Achieving goals while parenting. This is what it looks like. That's why so many parents are sleepy, which is very bad for our health. And today I'm not going to sleep at 3 or 4. I'm going to sleep earlier. I want to make this a quick live stream, but a live stream nonetheless, because I had a goal of going live every day. I don't know when that would end, but somebody asked me, would you go live on holiday in the video course that I take? And I was about to reply to them and say that, well, there are no holidays, firstly, for an entrepreneur. And secondly, I love what I do. So if you tell me to take a break from this, I might. But then again, I might not. I might just go live anyway because I want to tell you guys stuff and spread knowledge and wisdom, whatever I've gathered throughout the earth. That's just my role on earth. That's my spiritual sort of vocation on earth. And I believe I mentioned this in the previous video as well. So achieving goals when you're parenting looks a lot like hard work, sleep, sleepiness, achieving them slower than you would. So I remember when I was not married, or when I was married but didn't have a kid yet, I would look at other people in show business when I was setting up my entertainment company back in 2014 or 2013, and I would look at these women and men, but mostly women, who I would be interviewing to join my talent agency. And they would be very pretty, right, and very talented and all that good stuff, have all the skills that for the work and all that, as you do in show business. But they would say something. I was like, where's your portfolio or whatever? They would be like, oh, I'm coming back after a parenting break, so I don't have anything. And in my mind, I would be thinking as a 20-year-old, like, is this woman for real? What the fuck? Like, she should have a portfolio. Like, what's going on? But now I realize what the hell was going on is when you have parents, when you have kids, your whole world turns upside down. And so, like, I have a health page on my website right now that says coming soon, and it's been saying coming soon for the last 2 months. I got invited to give a talk, and I was like, yeah, sorry, fuck it, I'm a parent, I'm busy. I would love to give that talk, but there's too much going on. So here we are, making lives at 1 a.m. because that's what parenting is. Unless you just want a day job, and that's fine too. And you can get a day job and just be like, I'm that day job parent. You know, I sleep when the child sleeps, and then I go to work the next day, and that's it. There's no YouTube, there's no business, there's no internet, there's no bullshit. I sleep at the right time. And, you know, these are families which I do believe grow into very happy families along the way, unless they grow up and, well, regret it. And then at 60, you're like, I didn't start a business. I always wanted to, but I didn't because I had kids. I've heard my own parents say that, and I decided I'm not going to be one of those. I'm going to do whatever I want to do now, and I'm going to let my kids know you can do whatever you want to do now. You're just going to get a lot more tired, but it's possible. So that's what achieving goals while parenting looks like. Those of you who have not had kids yet, and you're wondering, and I'm going to share this with some of my younger friends because nobody shared it with us. I can't believe people are that stupid in my friend circle, and adults friend circle. And, you know, sorry, I'm just cracking my bones here. I work out a lot and all the joints are tight. No, and I believe I put this in a blog post or somewhere in a quote or something, where nobody actually told us, like, hey, you know, you're doing all these things, you're achieving all these things in showbiz and so on and so forth. If you have a kid, yo, everything's going to slow the fuck down. I hope you know that. Your whole life's going to turn upside down. Nobody told me that. And I don't know, were they just waiting for me to fail, or are they actually that dumb? Like, I can't I can't imagine facing this and not telling anyone. That's why I'm telling all of you young folk who are watching this, who are younger, your whole life's going to change. And I tell people, some of my friend circle who are trying to have kids, I tell them every chance I get, I'm like, I hope you know what's, I tell the chicks, like, I hope you know what's going to happen to your body. My friends, and I tell them because they're like, oh, we want a baby, we've been trying. I'm like, oh, slow down, slow down. You do realize what's going to go on to your body, right? For those of you who don't know, I'll just tell you. Your boobs are going to get saggy, your waist is going to get bigger, your legs are going to go wonky, out of shape. There, I said it online. Perfect. So at least I'm being sincere and giving you a warning. And I tell the guys, like, things are going to be pretty different too. And since we're on the topic, I might as well drop a tip that my dad gave me, which we did not follow. He said, before you have a kid, make sure, and it's 1:11 a.m. right now as I'm saying this, so spiritual significance for those of you who are into spirituality. Sorry, I just can't stop looking at my shirt. I look nice in this after working out. It's cool. So, he said, have 50K in your bank account before you have the kid, just for the kid as a separate bank account. Otherwise, that's when the fights start. And the fights, plural, start. And he was right. Well, we're over that hump now because we're on year 5. She's 5 years old already. We're on year 6. Excuse me, I apologize. And so, we don't have those finance worries anymore, and that's great. But I and my wife, we work really hard to make sure that continues. And I guess so does most of the planet. That's the primary role of a parent, is to take care of their child. Just scrolling here to see any comments, but I'm going to keep talking. Oh, hi, Tanisha. And so, say hi to mom and dad. And so, yeah, so that's, when you try to achieve your goals while parenting as a child, and I'm not a child anymore, but now as a son, I'm a lot more grateful to my parents. And I know what they had to go through to build just a house, really. This shit is hard. Having a child and building things, it looks, many parents make it look easy. And now I'm realizing that as a teen, the friends that my parents had and my parents, when they would be rude to me, or, you think as a teenager your parents are being jerks and whatever, and then they would still be smiling. But now I realize that every one of those smiles that I saw on those weren't evil smiles. Those were the smiles of really balanced people who did their best and then still managed to be happy after all that turmoil. Today, for example, and my daughter, we got into it a lot. I actually dropped 10-kilo weights from my hands to the floor just so that the dumbbell would hit the floor and make an impact, so she would shut up with a bit of a shock, because there was no other way to make her shut up. Because when you raise a kid, I want to say right, but it seems kind of wrong at this point. But when you raise a kid right with a lot of freedom, and you give them the freedom to do things, they turn into people who have voices like, no, I want to do this, I want to do that. Like, how many things can you fucking do in a day? Right? Like, of course the kid can, because they have a lot of energy. But you as a parent, you've already had lack of sleep. Then you've had to deal with their shit in the night, which they don't know about because they were dreaming and they're going, and you got awake and you can't sleep. Then you've got to deal with earning money and your job or your business, whatever it is. And then you still got to wake up and smile at them when they go, can I do this? Can I do that? Can I, Daddy? It's mental, right? If you weren't balanced, or you were worried about money the next month, which is every business owner, mind you would freak the fuck out like I did today. And I mean, I didn't say anything to her because now I have that level of self-control. I mean, I shouted at her, but I didn't say anything like, how do I put this, nasty or vile or vulgar or anything to her. But it was still loud when I reacted to her, and it was maybe a bit stern, and maybe a bit like she's feeling like, how come I can't do anything I want to do? Well, that's her feeling, right? And that's a valid feeling. But on my end as a dad, it's like, if I let you do what you want to do, I won't be able to do what I need to do to feed all of us today. No, not today, but the next few months. So how do you make that choice? And no wonder parents come across as harsh to kids. And I'm starting to understand that shit now. And you wouldn't know that as a child because you're just a child. So or a teenager, you totally wouldn't understand that until you have to become a parent and then start doing it, and then you will understand it. And so I mean, I'm so grateful for my parents for raising us to this point. Um, you only understand when you step into the shoes of the person who, whether that's being a sweeper or a CEO or a teacher or a business owner, even teenagers and kids. I'm not saying no, right? I'm not saying teenagers and kids don't have their own problems. Of course we do when we're teenagers and kids. But the truth is, you really need to step into that role to understand what's going on. And you have to become a lot more efficient as a parent to achieve goals. Bina says, well phrased. Yeah, thanks. I have to be careful about what I say online. So, you know, we have to step into the stuff, and it's also about being very productive. So we have to be very productive, very efficient, especially if we have to get things done. So if we're the kind of parents who like, I want to take care of my health a little bit, I want to send a social message a little bit, as most of my viewers are very spiritually tuned and very conscious people. You want to do that. You want to make sure your bank balance is going great. You want to make sure your kid is happy. You want to make sure your husband or wife is happy. You want to make sure you are happy, or nobody's happy, really. You have to be happy, or everyone around you is screwed. That you want to make sure you look okay. You want to make sure your health is okay. Self-care is okay. Relationships, your work is a constant state of working on relationships always, for every human who's conscious. So we're working on those. Sorry, that's my cat in the background. Hope you guys are okay with that. And you know, we got to make sure all these things are done. And when you have a child, that's just another life in front of you that you got to take care of and nurture till they're old enough to do that for themselves, which is a long, long road. And time management is key. I would say for me, time management is not so much of a problem because I have a bit of an intense personality. And that means that if I need to chase goals, I'll stay up at 2 a.m. and chase goals, while the rest of the population might not. Maybe that's why I achieve what I achieve. So there's that. Not the healthiest thing. Also, it probably means I'm going to die a few years earlier than I should. But yeah, whatever. So that's that. I'm trying to make it earlier. And so, but for the rest of you who, I must sleep at 10 p.m., if that's you, then you really need to get your time management in order. But I'm not sure how you would do that with a child because you can't fit them into boxes. And the truth is, we can't even fit ourselves into boxes. And that's why I enjoy what I do, which is if I need to stay up till 2 to solve something, I will. That's just my personality. That's how I was raised. Not by my mom or dad, but in the business world. When I first started my career in business, in multi-level marketing and direct sales, that was 2008, I believe. That's just how I was trained. It's sales. This is the month. This is the deadline. You got to close sales. You got to get more sales. That's it. And then I haven't really done many sales jobs since then. But the truth is, each time I've made money, it's by selling things. And that's all business owners. And eventually, that's everyone on earth. Because even as, let's say you're in a romantic relationship, you sold yourself to your spouse, right? You presented the best case scenario to them, and then they were like, oh, yeah, let's get married. That'll be cool. So it's always about selling, and it's always about presenting yourself well, one way or another. So time management is a big one. And another one is the goals probably change. For some people, they get smaller because, oh, now I have a kid, so I don't have enough time to do da 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 da. So the goal goes down. Oh, apologies. The goal goes down. For me, the goals go up. And so a lot of people, their goals go up as well. And they go, now instead of a 3-room house, we need a 4-room house, like a 4-bedroom house. Instead of a 4-bedroom house, we need a 6-bedroom house, and so on. So that's another one, which is the goals change. And, you know, it's tougher to achieve a goal than you would when you were younger. But I still achieve all my goals because I have a secret system, which I teach in my upcoming course, Expressing Your Gifts. I've been achieving the goals I want to achieve for ages. Um, Sleep or no sleep, kid or no kid. I'm not going to let a kid take away my goals. There's just no way in hell that is happening. There's just no way. I will carry the kid with me if I have to go to a studio recording if I have to. I will carry a kid into a YouTube video, and some of you have seen her in my YouTube videos. I will carry a kid to the park if I have to, or to the shopping center, to get my goal achieved. If, let's say, my wife's having a business call at home, and then I have to take the kid with me wherever I'm going, or vice versa. Like, we do the same for each other all the time. And so, yeah, goals change, but you can still achieve them by... I'm wondering if I should drop all the free tips here. Well, you could use the law of attraction, that's one, but everyone already knows about that one. Definitely use the law of attraction. Definitely work on things you can change, like work hard, work smart, all at once. Really break down the goal into smaller steps and start achieving the smaller steps that you want to. So, for example, if you're, Sharia's online. So definitely break down the goal into smaller steps. Bro, don't have kids, I'm telling you now. I hope you heard that. So you have to break it down into smaller steps. So if you aim to get out an album in a month, it's not going to happen in a month. Just add a ×5 at the back for the duration of everything. That's how much things slow down. So when my friends who have no kids go like, what the fuck are you so busy with? Like, why can't you go out, or why can't you do this? Like, it's like, yeah, because it's another human. And if we mess up her sleep cycle, congratulations to her and us for the next 2 months. It just piles. Because if she doesn't sleep on time, she's going to be awake at night, which then means her body can't cope the next day with the germs that she gets in school, which means she then falls sick. She then falls sick, and then after she falls sick, we go to the doctor. We go to the doctor, putting aside our work day. If you're a business owner like me, that means you lose income. Okay, so now you've lost income and you have somebody who's sick. She doesn't recover. She doesn't sleep again for a day or two, right? That means you're up at night. So now you have lack of sleep and you have a loss of income, right? For a business owner or a freelancer. And then when you can finally get to sleep, and everybody else in the house is happy because they're all day jobbers, they're going to wake up all happy and be like, how much did you earn this month? And you feel like slapping the shit out of them because they don't understand what you just went through, because their salary is guaranteed, because the person in their business who's slogging the fuck out of their minds every day is not them. It's the business owner who they work for, but they don't get that. So 9-to-5ers don't get that shit. That's just life. So some people choose to be 9-to-5ers and some people choose to be business owners. And that's that. If you're achieving goals as a business owner while you have kids, you're probably going to die young. I can tell you that is a fact. That is why all the traditional business owners, celebrities, athletes, everyone dies young, especially those who had families, right? You rarely hear of ones who didn't have families dying young. I mean, unless they went crazy with drugs or whatever. But other than that, they don't really die young. The ones who die young, they were like, oh, this billionaire died. Did he have a family? Yes. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. If you have 2 or 3 kids, that's it. That's a death sentence right there. 10 years earlier, at least 10 years earlier. You thought you were going to live till the ripe old age of 100? It's 90, definitely. If it's a fast-paced business in the digital world, my prediction, 70. You're going to lose 20 years because of all these devices. They're just not healthy for your body. We turn off the Wi-Fi before we sleep at night. At least I do. I turn it off for the entire house. I don't even know if they appreciate that, but whatever. Fuck it. That's the job of a father. So that's that. So achieving goals and stuff, it kind of, if you're trying to compete with single people, you'll never get there. Never get there. You might get there in different ways, because you have more of a fatherly instinct or a motherly instinct. I can never sit straight in these damn frames. Is it my head or is it my shoulders? I can't tell. Okay, maybe this is better. But the skills that a father brings to the table are very much more polished than a boy. And I'm not saying you're not a man if you don't have kids, but really, you need to have kids to become a man, I swear. Because the amount of things that upgrades after that, and same for a woman, is you think you're a man or a woman before you have kids. You're not. You're just a kid. You're just playing around. A single person can do anything. You can become a freaking astronaut if you want to. Can't do that when you have a kid. There's just no way. If you want to be a responsible parent, there's just no way that's happening, right? We all hear the stories about how Steve Jobs and his daughter were estranged. I don't know if those were true stories, but they seem to be pretty logically true, because how can you build like the best brand on earth and still have family time? There's just no way you can do that. So, you know, something or the other has got to be sacrificed. And so, for achieving goals, I would say that if you have parents in your life as colleagues, as friends, as mentors, as mentees, try to go a bit easier on them. You don't know what they're facing if you don't have kids. You just don't know. So take them, just give them some time, give them some space, give them um some ease of movement, right? I'm not saying totally slack or compromise on quality. I'm not saying like if you run a business, or let's say you're a recording artist or a producer, and you call a singer in and the singer goes, "Hey, I can't sing today, I have kids." Well, fuck you, get out of the studio then. But but if they say, "I'm gonna need to reschedule because my daughter has violin and my daughter is gonna cry a fit if she doesn't go to violin," I would reschedule it in a heartbeat, because that's a parent and they know what they're doing. They know about what they're doing more than you do. So I would do that in a heartbeat. Um, you know, and that's just life. And that's how it is in corporate, where that's why some countries have such long parenting breaks, because they understand what's going on. And Singapore gives dads like what, 1 week? I think that's just that's crazy. But then again, actually it doesn't matter, because your whole life is a parenting break, really. Because so much time is spent on your kids that I don't know. It's just I just feel very moved by the effort that my parents and other parents, all parents actually, who are actually parents and not absentee parents, have put in. It can move me to tears. I will try not to cry on this live stream, because that will interrupt the live stream. But it's a lot of effort, really. It's just it's too much effort. So be very sure that you want to have kids before you have kids. And if you have day jobs, you're probably going to have it easier. If you have house help, oh, it's going to be fun if you don't have house help. That's going to be killer, because you're going to be a nanny and a head of department and a whatever all at the same time. And yeah, that's the same as trying to run a business and have a kid. It's the same shit, because you don't really have help, because nobody else understands the business and whatever. Anyway, so time management, yep. Breaking down the goal into smaller steps, yes. And the goals will change. So that's the third thing. And oh, I forgot one. Accommodating family members into the mix. That's right. Because just when things are getting crazy, sorry, my neck's a bit sprained. Oh, just when things are getting a bit crazy, like now, your mom will call up and be like, "I'm coming to town in a week." Ouch. And I want to spend time with your daughter. Just me and her are going to go for a holiday. And I'm like, "Are you joking?" I like And then we realize, oh shit. We realize I can't send her alone with her. And so my wife and I have to accompany. And that is the craziest. Sorry, I'm just going to stretch my neck here. I can't afford to not move tomorrow. I've got a course to launch in a few days. And so we realized, like, oh, we got to go spend time with her. And how can you deny your grandparents time, their grandparents time with them, when the moment they see your parents, they're like, "Granny," and then they run towards them and they're like, "Oh my God, shit." So, it's like, you got to accommodate that too. They will throw fits as well. They become babies. Like, your parents become babies when you have a baby. They're like, "I must spend time with my grandson." Like, oh my God. You spending time with your grandson means I'm spending time with you and the grandson. You do realize that. And then I got to tell my mom, like, I don't have time to run around your whims and fancies. You know, should I move left or move right? It's just the truth, because how do you have that much time to run a business and run around your kid and around your parent and run around your parent when they're running around the kid? It's mental, right? And that's my cat, by the way. Say hi to Osh over here. Those of you on Insta can see him too now. He's right there. That's his head. Okay, so you know, it's, yeah, you got to deal with personalities, really. And the kids have friends, did I mention? And the friends have parents. Yeah, some of them sometimes can be a pain in the ass. Sometimes they can tell you things your kid did, which you're like not really sure of, like why your kid would do that. But then do you question them or do you question the kid? I personally am a very fair human being. I question both. So I have more people pissed off with me than none. Oh well, so there's that. Lots of things, guys. Lots of things to take note of. And achieving goals is not the same as doing it when you don't have kids. When you have kids, it's crazy town. And that shall be the end of this webinar. I am extremely exhausted, but thank you for tuning in. And I believe I've given my best for this one and shared with you whatever I know has come up. The money piece, the summary is there in there somewhere. I'm too tired to talk about it now, and neither can I remember, so I won't waste your time doodling by trying to remember. So take it easy, guys, and I love you guys, and see you on the next live stream, which, God willing, will be tomorrow. Live stream 7 in a row. Oh, and I must apologize because my finger got hurt. That's why this one here, yeah, it's painful. It looks like a pizza right now. It hurts bad. And that's why I couldn't do the tarot and oracle card readings that I was doing at the first 2 live streams of this series. I want to get back to those. Ow! I want to get back to those. Those were fun. Very fun. And I have at least 15 more decks to show you guys. Yeah. So we'll get back to that as soon as my hand heals. Actually, you never really know how much you use this part of your thumb and this part of your middle finger, mainly for the mouse, I believe, and doors and actually everything, cups, and till they get hurt. And then you're like, ow, 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 like 1,000 times a day, and you realize, fuck, these are the parts of the hand you use the most, actually, which is probably how this happened. But anyway, so, yep, try to achieve your goals while parenting. What a concept. Yeah, so thanks for tuning in. Take care. And I'll see you on the next one. Oh, and those of you who are tuning in on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, please hit like. Please follow this channel or subscribe depending on which platform you're on. Turn on the bell icon if you're on YouTube. If you're on Instagram, help me by commenting or hitting like. That helps to push this further into the algorithm for other people who can watch it. It also helps me because if this account takes off, then I get to do this full time. And that means you get more free advice, which is why you're here, I presume. And so you must like it, I believe. So tune in and hit like, subscribe, and thanks so much for being here. I love everyone. Sorry if I couldn't get to your comments. If there were any, I will get to them in the future. Tomorrow, which is Saturday, I must bring more energy to my lives.